This is the ETrex Garmin HC, which is used for waypointing. This is available at the e-catalog online. Now, first thing we're going to do with this is just show you how it's switched on. There's two little buttons at the side. There's a button at the top which lets you toggle through the menu, and a button at the bottom which lets you switch it on and then adjust the brightness. So I'm just going to hold that button in. And we'll hold it in for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then you'll get the Garmin display will come up. That display, while that display is visible, it'll be locating satellites for us. It just flashed up for a second there, but it's found us pretty quickly, and we're confronted with this map. Now, ideally we don't want to use that map right away, so we're going to go back to our little menu button just at the top, and when I press that, it gives me this display. This is the display that you use to find the waypoints, and we'll look at that a bit later. We'll look at that later on. This is the actual menu screen. Now, there's quite a lot on that, but there's only 3 things we're going to focus on. We're going to use this little toggle bar just to scroll through, and all we're interested in is marking, which is this symbol here, and finding, which is this symbol here. So we're just interested in marking and finding. There are other functions on this, but to get started with waypointing, that's all you need to do, and that's how we're going to get started. So we're going to use the grounds of Bothwell Castle here just to demonstrate how we can have our waypoints closely together, far apart, and how easy they are to set. So the first point is going to be just over at the gate. You can see over here. We'll show you how we're going to set that waypoint. The second point is this big tree in the middle of the field. We'll show you how we're going to set that. That'll be point number 2. Then point number 3 will be just somewhere around the building, around the castle here. We'll find a wee point where we're going to hide our geocache and mark our waypoint. Now I'm just going to hide our first geocache, which is going to be a ball. Now, if you can imagine, we can slice this ball open. We can put whatever we want in here. It can be a task, part of a poem, some of the tasks that we're going to look at later on. Now, in order to hide this and allow other people to find it, we'll need to set a waypoint on the sat-nav. So I'm going to hit the menu button, which is just here, and I've got this menu. I'm going to use our little toggle button to toggle around the screen, and I'm going to go to mark. Just going to press the toggle button in, and it's already set the coordinates for us, set the date, and this is going to be waypoint number 010. It's already highlighted OK, so I'm just going to press OK, and that's it. And now I'm going to hide this ball over here somewhere and find it later on, and we'll go over to waypoint number 2 and we'll do the same. Okay, now here we are at waypoint number 2, the big tree, and same process, mark, and it's now changed it to 011, so this is waypoint number 11. Last one was waypoint 10, this is now calling it waypoint 11. It doesn't start at 1 because other waypoints have been set and deleted, so it just continues on. So that was 10, this is now 11. It's given us our coordinates, so if you wanted to look at coordinates you could. And it's already highlighted OK. I'm just going to click OK, and that's it. That's waypoint number 2, or as this is called it, number 11, saved. OK, and here we are at waypoint number 3, the side of the castle. Again, I've just highlighted mark, and it's now calling this one number 12. So our first waypoint was 10, the tree was 11, and now the side of the castle is 12. It's marked our coordinates for us, which have changed, and it's highlighted OK for us. I'm just going to click OK, and that's our 3 waypoints now logged on the GPS and ready for somebody to go and find, and that's what we're going to do just now. So we're going to stand at the front of the castle, and we're going to try and find our 3 waypoints using the GPS. Okay, so let's go and try that. So we've hidden our 3 waypoints around the grounds, and now we're going to find them, and it's quite simply we're using the toggle button here, and we're going down to find waypoints, and there we have 12, 11 and 10, or 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. It puts it in order which one's closest to you. But we want to go to the first one. And we're just going to toggle down to 0, 1, 0, which was the gate. Going to press that. And again we have the coordinates of where that is. And it's at the bottom here. It's already highlighted go to. Going to click that. And we'll have this map. This is an important part. You're confronted with this map, but there's a much better way of finding your waypoint. And if we go up to the menu button, press that, and it gives us this. And this is why it's quite useful for children of all ages to use this, because it's counting down how far away are we from the next waypoint and which direction do we need to go. So if we're just going to take the first maybe 5 or 10 feet, and we'll just record what the GPS does. Now, so if we just turn around, our waypoint number 1 is actually over there and the arrow's pointing this way, but you'll see what happens once you start walking. So once we start moving, the satellites kick in and it started to adjust our position, and now it's telling us what way to go. So we're just going to go generally in a straight line, and you can see the distance is counting down in the top right hand corner. And it's just a matter now of following the arrow, always keeping it pointing straight ahead and counting down the feet. We're now almost at waypoint number 1. When we started off at the castle, we had our settings were at feet, but we've changed that back to metric to meters, and we'll show you how to do that at the end of the video. So 14 meters away, I'm going to start walking, and you'll see the arrow should point us over round about where we've hidden a little red ball. So we're going to start moving now. We're now 6 meters away from point number 1, and if I start walking just now, we should see that the arrow has logged onto the satellites, giving us a pretty straight line. We're 3 meters away, so by now, when we get to 4 meters or 3 meters from the object, that's when we would usually tell the children to start looking around for what it is they should be finding. Okay, so we're 2 meters away, 1 meter, and so if we were to stand here and have a look around, we can clearly see that we've got a red ball hidden over here. And inside a red ball could be our maths task, or a science task, or a language task. It doesn't even have to be a ball, it could be a lunchbox, but this is something we'll explore later on. Now we're going to find waypoint number 2. We've found waypoint number 1. So again, I'm at the main menu. I'm selecting find, waypoint, and I'm going to select the next one, which is number 11. We've found waypoint 10, this is now 11. And there's all our information, and I'm just going to click the toggle button again. Now we're left with this screen again, so I'm just going to hit my menu button, and it gives us this screen. So we're 83 meters away from waypoint number 2. We're almost at waypoint number 2. We're 17 meters away, and we're going in roughly the right direction. So we're just going to watch it until we get to 10 meters, and you should hear a little alarm bell going off, and that just alerts the user that you're approaching the waypoint. So let's go and see if that works. You see our arrow has adjusted because we're now moving. These work better when you're moving. And 13 meters away, 12, 10, and there we go. There's you've got your little message arriving at waypoint 11 and the little bleep to alert you to that. So what you would do there is say, once you hear the bleep to the children, that they should then start looking for whatever's hidden. Let's see how accurate it is. If it takes us to within 1 or 2 meters of the tree. There we go. It's taken us right to the tree. So, and this is where our waypoint was. So your item could be here. It could be a lunchbox, a CD case, a DVD case with something inside it. And now we're going to find number 3, and again, got the menu button, find, waypoints, and we've found 10, we've found 11, now we're going to find 12. And again, this is just putting them in order as to which is closest to you. So it's important just to make a wee note of what you've found. and this is number 12. It's already highlighted go to. It's 67 meters away. And again we have this screen, so I want to press the menu button. And now we've got this nice screen which is really easy to use. And once you start moving with that, the satellites start acting and the arrow becomes more accurate. 66 meters away, 65, 64, and we'll see you when we get there. So we're approaching waypoint number 3, so we're 12 meters away, so we'll listen and see if we can hear the little bleep. Okay, so it's bleeped, arriving at waypoint 12, and their arrow is pointing us in this direction. Let's see how accurate this is. It's taking us right to the corner where we've marked it. And there we go. Just a recap on how to switch the unit on. We've got these buttons here, which we're not going to worry about just now, and we're going to focus on these 2 buttons. This is how we switch it on. It's got a little on symbol below it. Hold it in 4 or 5 seconds till you hear a little jingle. While the Garmin screen is up, it'll be locating satellites, so you can only use these outside. They won't work inside because they need satellite GPS. They need to actually collect the satellite signal to work. Okay, again we have this screen. We're going to press our top button, our menu button, to get to our main menu. When I want to hide something, using my little toggle button, and I'm going to mark it, the GPS automatically puts all the information in for you, calls it number 13, it goes through sequentially. It's got our date, our coordinates, and all you have to do is click OK. If I want to then find the cache I've just marked, I'm just going to go to find, waypoint, and I've just marked 13, so I'm going to click that, and it's already highlighted go to. And there it's telling me I'm arriving at 13 because I'm already here. If I don't want to use this screen, I'm just going to press this menu button once more, and it gives me this nice visual display which children in nurseries and children in primary schools and high schools are all quite happy enough to use. Just one other thing, if you want to toggle between meters and feet when you're hiding your caches or when you're doing your waypointing, you would go to the little spanner here at setup. Then we're going to units, just here, and it's actually distance speed. Now your unit might be in feet when you receive it, so you'll just want to toggle through this menu and select metric, and then just hit the menu button again, and all your measurements will be in meters. And to switch the unit off, just going to go to the on button again, on off button, and just hold that in, and that's it off. Okay, so in your waypointing pack you'll receive one of the GPSs that we've been using today. You'll receive 2 talking points which will allow you to record audio tasks or receive audio answers through a little talking tin, which will fit into one of those little red balls that we looked at earlier. And you'll also receive 2 rechargeable batteries and a recharger for the batteries, and you'll receive all of these in a nice little bag that's easy to bring around with you around the school. Now, although we're using Boswell Castle today, we thought this would be quite useful because it's quite open and we can show you quite clearly where our markers are hidden, our waypoints are hidden. We've done this in schools without any trees or grass and just playgrounds, and it works absolutely fine. So if you don't have trees or grass around about your school, it's not a problem. As long as you've got a bit of land, car park, something you can use, then these will work absolutely fine.